You are just so ugly, aren't you? I've never actually seen or been up close to a puppy before. I'm so happy right now. Come back over here. Oh, what's wrong? That's true. Honestly, I feel like my blood pressure has dropped like 30 points. Hi, I'm Steve Carell, and today I am going to be answering your questions on BuzzFeed while I play with puppies. Can we bring in the puppies? I'd like to see the Oh. Oh my. Oh. Okay. Oh, you're so good. Hi. Okay. No, we just thought we were going to do kind of a fun little animated movie. Come back over here. Oh, what's wrong? Come here. When it came out, no one had any idea that it was going to be as successful or popular as it was. I'm gonna let him answer. What was that? That's true. What else? Could you ask the question again? I did not stay, I did not stay in character the whole time, no. Oh, you are so talkative. I tried out the voice for my family and I did various voices. Oh, sweetheart. And I basically tried out the voice on my kids. The one that I landed on was the one that made them laugh, and that's the one I use. Oh, sweetie. I'm so happy right now. You are so noisy. I don't watch The Office, I'll be honest. A lot of times the cast would get together the first couple of seasons and watch them. There was an episode called Dinner Party, one of my favorites. It was fun to, that was a really fun one to shoot. That was a hard one to get through. We were laughing a lot. We were cracking each other up. I think fans of The Office know The Office way better than I do, because I certainly have not seen all the episodes. And if I have, oh, you're biting me. Ooh, that was a good one. And so, I don't know what I was talking about. Characters are challenging in different ways. Some are more physically challenging, like a character I did in a movie called Foxcatcher was challenging. In part, it was a very dark film, but in part just because of all the makeup and, you know, the preparation that went into something like that. Playing Michael Scott was challenging in the sense that it was over a 7-year run, and to try to have a character that evolved over time. I guess I don't think of them necessarily as challenging. They're just different. They're all just different experiences. Oh, sweetie. Oh, what's wrong? Okay, okay. Oh, this one's going to sleep. Could you find some cuter dogs for me to be with? Because these dogs are hideous. Look at how hideous that dog is. You are just so ugly, aren't you? Yes. I like this one. Not that I can think of, because I generally set my sights pretty low. Hey, oh, look at you. Can I pick you up? Oh, sweetie. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You scared? Are you scared, honey? Shh. Okay. I'm gonna pick you up. Is that better? You okay? Okay. Wow, I've never been asked that before. I think Dwight was a really fun character. I can't imagine anybody but Rainn Wilson playing Dwight. I can't imagine any of the characters being played by anyone else. But I think that's a fun, crazy character to play. I don't know. Honestly, nothing. I never learned how. I wish I took a part where I learned how to play the piano or juggled or something, but I never, maybe out of fear, I just never took parts like that. Ryan Gosling actually learned how to play the piano, and well, for a movie role that he did. I don't know if I have that in me. He's like a real actor. Well, that's another scene that we just sort of laughed the whole day. Much of that movie was that way. But yeah, a pig pile with me and Kevin Bacon and Ryan Gosling, like just attacking each other, was something I never thought I would take part in, but was, are you biting me? Are you biting me? It was sort of a fun, very, very pointy teeth. They're like little needles. Wow. I've never actually seen or been up close to a puppy before. They're all going to sleep. Honestly, feel like my blood pressure has dropped like 30 points. Seriously, I highly recommend this. Do you rent them? For starters, that would never happen, because that's like the most boring story ever. Whoa, look at him going to get his dry cleaning. Oh, he's picking his kids up from school again. That's a fun movie to watch. I would have Ryan Gosling play me, only out of ego. He's not right for it in any way, shape, or form, but that would be pretty cool. And honestly, my wife would love that too. From 2004, not many, no. I remember I had a mustache that they glued on that kept falling off because I, have a sweating issue. And apart from that, I was just a security guard running around saying, "These confounded kids!" I was kind of like the dorky adult in that. Well, I think all the adults were sort of dorky in that movie, but I was like the dorky security guard. There were like a ton of really great people in that movie. Brie Larson, Jane Lynch, like there were, like across the board, it was kind of an amazing cast. At the time, I wasn't even thinking in terms of pivoting, or I was just so excited to get work of any kind. And I thought it was one of those scripts, and not that I was being choosy about scripts either, I got very lucky with that. That was a script that, as a cast, we talked about it later, we all read it, all loved it instantly, and all of our characters felt very fleshed out and real, and everyone seemed to be on the same page about it. It was and I don't think a word was changed from the time we read the script to the time we shot. Nothing was altered. It was just sort of exactly what it needed to be. That was fun. That was a really fun experience. Well, we wanted it to be an actual general store that sells sundries. We sell coffee and muffins and penny candy, and it's a store that's been around since like the mid-1800s. Oh, do you want to come up here too? Join your brothers and sisters. Everybody's sleeping. There you go. Want to lie down? Lie down. Lie down. But we also, we want to have like bread and milk and things like that. Like a place people can stop in. What I love about the store is that it's a throwback. It's very analog, if you will. It's where people get together and meet each other and have a cup of coffee. Kids ride their bikes there and, get a little ice cream cone or something. So it's kind of a throwback. It's a place it's the type of place I grew up living fairly close to, and there are not many of them left. So I just thought to preserve it as as a piece of history, but also kind of just a neighborhood gathering place. There aren't as many of those places as there used to be. So that was important to me. Look at this. Come on. Now I can't leave. Well, I think the idea in the Minions, the first Minions, there's one little part where Gru and the Minions cross paths, and the Minions are quite taken with him. He's showing himself to be a really promising villain in training. And I don't know the exact genesis of the specific idea, but I think it might have come out of that. It would be interesting to see an origin story of how the Minions and Gru came together and, bonded and, had this long-term partnership. We've seen different facets of Gru over the years. You know, we've seen him kind of become a dad. We've seen him find a brother. We've seen him fall in love, like all of these different parts of his life. And to see the genesis of it, you know, what he was like as a kid and the genesis of, you know, of that character was kind of a fun, fertile ground. Probably a minion. What a life, you know, to go through your life with pure, unadulterated joy. I mean, isn't that how everyone would prefer to live? I mean, it's just filled with laughter and happiness. That's how I see the minions. I think that's a nice way to go through life. I'm feeling that right now, to be honest with you. Thank you, BuzzFeed. This has been the worst, and I would never, ever do it again. Really, it has made me unhappy and stressed. Go see Minions: The Rise of Gru, coming in July. And please check out Pacific Pups Rescue. These dogs are from there. I can vouch for these dogs. They are A++.